Hey everyone, and welcome to spooky episode today. This is a little Halloween seasonal build. As some of you may know, I don't typically do like seasonal builds in the years gone by. But here is a little build we're putting together today for everybody. Now, I'll give you a breakdown first. This is day one. But the whole event is actually Supersource Rex, who's a Twitch streamer, really cool person, invited us along to take part in a 1-year stream anniversary event and asked if I wanted to come build, and of course I said yes. And I had to make something Halloween related. But yeah, I had no idea what to make. Like genuinely, like clueless. Like really clueless. So I started placing blocks and came up with the idea to make a mansion with a skeleton skull. I kind of looked through the internet for some other bits and pieces for a bit of inspiration. I saw a few things with like skeletons on top of buildings, underneath buildings, laying on the ground, graveyards, pumpkins. And I was like, I can probably do two things. One thing, I quite enjoy doing architecture. So you can see here I started to lay out the architectural plans. But I hate organics. Like, I wasted at least 90 minutes, an hour and a half, trying to make this skeleton skull. And I kept the whole footage in here. Yeah, enjoy me making an absolute... Yeah. I mean, I tried. But I don't know how good it is. It looks like Goofy is what I got told, or a dog of some kind. But I think I kind of tried to put different colours in. I put a bit of shading in. I changed the shapes as I went along, and I think it turned out okay. Compared to that dinosaur behind the scenes, by the way, it's not as good as that. But my organics are getting better. Anyway, so we went for a block palette here. You can see the block palette just still on the ground. Deep slates, black stones, and oranges were the primary thing, with a lot of white. So kind of like dark and gloomy and sort of colours that you kind of normally would expect to see in a sort of typical Halloween build, if you want to call it that. So we had a sort of a gradient going from like the darker black stone at the tops, and then sort of like for like shadowy areas, and then sort of merging its way down to like the deep slate variations. And we used a lot of the orange gradient effects. So a lot of things that we did on day one, or at least session one, it was on the Sunday. We got quite a bit done. I was quite happy with getting the front facade done. But yes, do please remember to like and subscribe in this video though, because you don't want to make our skeleton sad. Anyways, day number 2. We moved on to the left-hand side. This was another thing done on stream. This was the Monday night. I think it was about 3 hours I got. And I think we got, most of it done. That I was happy with on the left. Blur gave a suggestion to make it a different colour. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to make it orange. Let's make it a different colour. And that's where the white started to come into it. So we added on the white on the left and the right. White glass sort of gradient effect, and then obviously a little bit of white on the top there just to kind of close it out, as well as having some friends popping over. The pressure was on. I did feel pressure. It is a little bit more difficult when you got people watching on a stream live, and definitely when you got people watching it in the bakery server. This is where this was made. This was made on the bakery server over a period of 7 days. And unfortunately, I'm not a full-time creator. So we just kind of did it a bit at a time. So eventually we moved on to day number 3. Unfortunately, I wasn't streaming for day 3 and day 4. We had family issues at home. Our son didn't have a good couple days, like school and stuff. Leading up to Halloween, the excitement got the better of him. So I had to have a couple nights with the family and make sure everyone was okay. But I did manage a couple of hours. So the first night, I think this would have been the Tuesday night. Yeah, this would have been the Tuesday night. We managed to get the sort of the back wall, the lower end of the tower, and this left-hand side done. And I think, again, continue with the gradient effect with the orange, continue gradient effect with the deep slate and the black stone, incorporating more white into the tower. And also the thing I tried to do here with the tower is make it appear above the skeleton head. So from the front perspective, you can see the skull, you can see the gradient of the whole build, the structure, but then the tower kind of sits prominent above the build. I wanted to kind of have something in your eye line that kind of takes it away from the skeleton skull and draws you up and through the build. And that's what we tried to achieve. But kind of just swooping kind of around to the side just in a second, you'll see once we completed the left-hand side and got the roof on, I kind of worked my way back to the right-hand side. Big, massive pane glass window on the back. But it's just an orange to kind of keep the rest of the theme of the build. Continued the roof up on the right hand side, blended all that in, and I think it turned out quite well for considering the fact that I had no idea what I was doing, and everything you're watching is me absolutely winging it. Just really leaning on skills from like depth perception, colors, texturing, shapes are the big one. And I think it turned out, somewhat, suitable for Soup. I'm so sorry, Supersaurus Rex, if she's watching this back. I tried to kind of make it the best I could and wing it. I'd often come in sketches and ideas, and I pre-plan stuff, especially if it's for an event like this, because you can see there's lots of other content creators on, Deep Sky Miner, Calvin, Lily Mae Darlin, Luna Cupcake. There's a whole bunch of people that came on and played that from my sort of friend circle and from an extended friend circle of like Twitch creators. And I would normally come in with a plan to these things. Yeah, I absolutely didn't. And I think it turned out okay. You can see the tower now. I started to fill in the sort of the midsection of the tower, and then carrying up to the actual sort of main sort of area where you can look out from, sort of giving it sort of the nice effect with like the white going through it again, use the deep slate and the black stone, just going to continue into the build before then working up through the roof. There was a little server disconnection right there, so I didn't get the full sort of tower in, but we used the resin, and as you can see, a gradient from like the black up to the orange. I thought that would look really cool at the top. And that was it. That was like 4 days. Not a lot of time. I think altogether it was about sort of like 10 hours, 11 hours, something like that. I don't even think it was that many. In the creative server on the bakery with Supersaurus Rex and all the gang. And this is what we managed to come up with. It will be available on my Patreon pretty much over the next couple days. So if it's not on by the time this video goes live, it will be over the next few days. If anyone would like it, it'll be in my store. And this is what it turned out like. I thought I'd throw it into a world and give you a little tour of what everybody else made. So this is Halloween 2025 for Supersaurus Rex. All of what you see here will be getting built in her survival world, so be sure to go check her out. I'll put her link down below to like our Twitch channel and stuff. But her task now is to build this in survival, in our long-term survival world. So that should be epic to watch, so please go check out Soup, and all the content she'll be putting out after this event. But as you can see around the place, there was like big, massive like dinosaurs, there's custom trees everywhere, Ferris wheels, there's bumper cars, there's candles. There's from Ghostbusters, the build, I think Jormungandr built a little sort of Ghostbusters throwback build, and there was so many cool things. And in a short period of time too, a lot of people didn't play for like hundreds of hours, which we've done before. There was like smaller builds, just like contributing, and obviously just being part of the event just to celebrate our 1 year Twitch anniversary. So it turned out pretty cool. So good luck to Soup making this. It's going to certainly be a challenge. I thoroughly enjoyed sort of making something spooky. As I never do anything sort of seasonal before, but I think it turned out pretty neat. So I popped it into one of my worlds. This is a custom map that I built on before, and I just thought I'd throw it into an area that I thought gave up a bit more spooky vibes with the mountains behind and the trees, just to see what it would look like in an actual Minecraft world and not in a creative plot. And I think it turned out alright. I didn't manage to get any interiors done, but I got a lot of the lighting effects on the outside. I did add some webs to the front. I did take them off the Patreon build actually that I was about to publish, but obviously people can add them back in later if they want. But yeah, huge thanks to anyone that's watched. Thanks to Soup for the invite, and if you guys have enjoyed this, please as ever remember to like, subscribe, comment, all the stuff and things, and I'll hopefully catch you all in a future video. My name's been Tree. Take care and speak to you all later. Thanks for watching.